Hello, my name is Kent Zeller. I'm from Lovell, Wyoming, and I'm a communication major, and I'm 28 years old. It's pretty interesting because sometimes whenever I go to a movie with a friend, everyone starts laughing, and I usually don't have my hearing aids. And at that point, I always say, "Hey, what did they say?" And then they have to repeat it. So a lot of times, if there's lots of interaction going on within a big crowd, I miss a part of a sentence.
You have to be conscious of it, and I was briefed before the beginning of the semester to help out. And in the first class I had Kent with, I actually wore a transmitter, kind of like the mic I'm wearing here, and that directly translated into him. They also said to be sensitive for things like turning your back to the class, which was something that I never really thought of before. So just making sure that you're modulated. I think the class that he took, there was a fair amount of audio-visual in the class too, which is kind of a challenge because he has to be able to pick that up as well. But when I'm talking, not to get too loud and not to get too soft, because that could be painful to him in either direction.
Yeah.
And then also to be conscious of the time I turn my back or turn in another direction so that he can match up what I'm doing with my mouth with the words that are coming out of it. Now that from the second time, by the second time that I had taught a class that had Kent in it, I think the technology had moved on and we didn't have to do that.
You'll see that there's two little marks on the back of my hearing aid. What happens is he hooks it up to the computer and he adjusts my hearing on the computer, my hearing loss. And so somehow with the computer, with computer technology, my audiologist is able to, with my hearing aids, make it so I have no hearing loss whatsoever. So I can hear, if there is some hearing loss, it's around 1%. So I can hear 99 to 100% of what is said. So with the new technology, when I wear the hearing aids, I pretty much have no hearing loss at all. If you know of anyone who has a hearing problem, it may be severe, it may not be very severe, but either way, don't overreact when around them. Don't speak louder, thinking that they're completely deaf and can't hear you. Just act normal. And the person with the hearing loss will let you know if they have any problems, like, "Hey, what did they say?" Or "Repeat that, please." Have a little more patience, have a little more tolerance to those who have hearing loss.